So, good morning everyone. In the last lecture, we have discussed the concept of combination and the definition of combination, and also we have proved the result on a combination, and also we have solved some examples on this concept. So, today we will solve here some more examples on this concept of combination. So before that, recall the definition of a combination. So combination is the selection, or we have to choose the elements from the required elements in a set. Yes. So the formula for this combination is equals to, what is the formula? Yes, NCR is equals to n factorial divided by r factorial in another bracket n minus r factorial. Yes. So let us see here one example on this one. So see the example number 1. So in an examination, a student must in an examination, a student must answer 6 questions out of 10 questions. So, however, question 1 and 2 are compulsory. We have to find the number of ways in which the students can make a choice. So, if you read this example carefully, there are 6 questions we have to solve out of 10 questions, but the condition is question number 1 and 2, both these 2 questions are compulsory. So how many ways we can choose the optional questions? Yes, out of 10 questions, but the condition is 2 questions are compulsory, means we have to choose the 4 questions. Yes, out of 6 we have to choose 4 questions because 2 questions are compulsory, and choose 4 questions out of 8 questions. Yes. So here we have to choose 4 questions out of 8 questions. So are you understand how this concept is? Just it is very simple, but just it is under the condition of 1 and 2, both these 2 questions are compulsory. So out of these 10 questions, the student answer 6 questions and the 2 questions are compulsory. It means that there are only 4 additional questions out of the remaining 8 questions. Yes, and it is a very simple, just you can apply the definition of a combination. So the total number of ways to choose the 4 questions out of 8 questions is given by 8c 4 ways, and it is equals to 8 factorial divided by 4 factorial in another bracket 8 minus 4, means n minus r factorial. Yes. So if we simplify this one, we get the answer is 70. It means that there are 70 different ways to choose a questions. Yes, optional questions. So this is the example of choosing the questions. Now let us see the next one, next example. So this is the statement. In a plane, there are 10 points, out of which 5 points are collinear. So how many distinct lines can be drawn by joining these 2 points? Sorry, not 2 points, these points. Yes. So read this question carefully. We will pause here. So here, how to write the answer for this one? Yes. First, all of these, all of you, what is meant by a collinear points? So there are 5 points are collinear. It is given. Yes. So the collinear points means those points which are lies on a straight line or on a single line. Yes. So if we see how many distinct lines can be drawn by joining these points, means if we have to draw a line or a single line, minimum 2 points are required. Yes. So it means that we have to solve this example, means there are 2 cases. First is just you can find the total possible lines if no points are were collinear. So how to do? So there are 10 points. Yes. So minimum 2 points are required to form a line. Yeah, that's why you can write 10 C2 ways. Yes. And just you can calculate. So here is the solution. 10 C2 is equals to, just you can simplify, we get 45. Means if the no lines are collinear, then there are 45 possible lines we can draw by using the non-collinear points, that is 10 points. Yes. Then the second case is adjustment of the collinear points. It means that if 5 points are collinear, they form a single line. Yes, are you understand? 5 points are collinear, so it forms a single line. And also you know minimum 2 points are required to form a line, and that's why these 5 points are collinear. It means that you can select the 2 points from these 5 points, so 5 C2 ways, and so it is equals to 10 distinct lines would be formed if they are not collinear. So hence we can subtract the overcounted lines and just you can add a single line to form of these 5 collinear points. So you know it is therefore the total number of distinct lines is, there are total possible outcomes, there are total possible lines if no points were collinear, and it is already we have calculated, and it is 45 minus the points, 5 points are collinear and they form a single line instead of 5 C2 ways, and it is a 10 distinct lines that would be formed if they were not collinear. That's why we can subtract it, and just you can add the line, which is, what is this line? All these 5 points are on this line. That's why you can add it, and we get 36 distinct lines can be drawn by joining these 10 points. So are you, I hope you have understand very well this example. Yes. So now let us see here the next example. So see, there are 12 distinct bookstores on a track. Out of these, 5 books are to be selected under the following conditions. So the first condition is there is a no restriction on the selection of books. Second condition is 3 specific books are always selected. Third one is 3 specific books are never selected. So if you read this, we will pause here. So just you can read it within a 5 seconds. So if you read this example, there are 12 distinct books stored on a rack. Out of these, we have to choose 5 books. Yes, under 3 conditions. So let us see here one by one. So the first condition is there is no restriction on the selection of book. It means that there are the number of ways to select 5 books out of 12 books, and it is given by 12C5 ways. So this is a very obvious question. Yes, this is obvious answer. So no restriction on the selection of the books. It means that you can select all the books, all 5 select. We have to select the 5 books out of 12 books. Yes. So in 12C 5 ways. So just you can simplify. We get 792 ways to select the 5 books with no restriction. Now the next case is 3 specific books are always selected. So in this case, the 3 specific books must always be selected. It means that we need to choose 2 more books from the remaining 9 books. Why? Because we have to, total number of books we have to select, 5 books we have to select here. But there are 3 specific books must always be selected. It means that we have to choose 2 more books from remaining 9 books. Yes. So it is a 9C2 ways, and therefore there are 36 ways to select the 5 books when 3 specific books are always included. And now the third case is 3 specific books are never selected. So this is the case of opposite to the previous one. Now we have 3 specific books are never selected. Therefore, to select 5 books from remaining 9 books, it is given by 9C5 ways, and just you can simplify here. We get the answer is there are 126 ways to select 5 books when 3 specific books are excluded. So this is all about this example. Now let us see here the next example. So read here carefully. Each of the undergraduate and postgraduate classes contains 5 students. A committee of 5 students is to be formed by selecting at least 4 students from each class. So how many different committees can be formed? So read here this example and how to solve. So each of the class, UG class and PG class, contains 15 students. A committee of 5 students is to be formed by selecting at least 4 students from each class, and we have to form a committee. So the first case is, I think here, select 4 students from undergraduate class and 1 student from postgraduate class. Yes. Then the next case is select 1 student from undergraduate and 4 students from PG class. Yes. So let us see here the solution. To form a committee of 5 students with at least 4 students from each class, we consider here the 2 cases. The first one is we have to choose or select 4 students from UG class and 1 student from PG class in 15C4 ways. And just you can calculate it, we get 1365. Yes. And after that, you can select 1 student from PG class. So it is 15C1 ways. So it is equals to 15. So therefore, the total number of ways for this case is, just you can use the multiplication principle. Yes, we get 20,475 ways to choose 5 students. Now case second is there. Select 1 student from UG and 4 students from PG class. So 15C1 already we have calculated in first case, it is 15, and also we can calculate if we have to choose 4 students from PG class, 15. So 15C4 means 1365, and then you can apply the multiplication principle. So the total number of ways for this case is 20,475, and thus the total number of ways to form the committees by selecting at least 4 students from each class, it is shown here. It is a 40,950 ways to select how many students? 5 students from each class of UG and PG. Yes. So let us see here the next example. The English alphabet contains 5 vowels and 21 consonants. How many different 5-letter words can be formed using 2 different vowels and 3 different consonants? So read here this example. There are 5 vowels and 21 consonants in a letter, English letter words, English letter alphabets. So out of these 5 letters words can be formed using 2 different vowels and 3 different consonants. So it is a very easy. So if you have to select 2 vowels from 5 vowels, and we have to select 3 different consonants out of 21 consonants. So just you can write to form a 5-letter word using 2 different vowels and 3 different consonants. We first calculate the number of ways to select the vowels is 5C2 ways, and so it is 10 ways to choose the 2 vowels. And next is selecting the consonants. Yes, selecting the consonants, the number of ways to choose 3 different consonants out of 21, and it is given by 21C3 ways. Just you can simplify, we get the answer is 1330, and hence there are how many ways to choose the 3 consonants are there? 1330 ways to choose 3 consonants. Yes. So what we get? Now you can form a 5-letter word. Yes. So each combination of 2 vowels and 3 consonants, and it can be arranged by 5 factorial ways. So there are 5 positions to form a word. So the total number of different 5-letter words that can be formed by using 10, because you can take 5 multiplied by 2. So these are 10 into 1330 into 120. So So see here, 15 lakhs 96,000 different 5-letter words that can be formed using the 2 different vowels and 3 different consonants. So in this today's lecture, where we have discussed 5 examples on different conditions. So the first examples we have solved here on examination of the student and answer the 6 questions out of 10. Then we will see the second example on a plane. The 10 points are given, out of 5 points are collinear, and then we have to find the distinct lines drawn from these joining these 2 points. Yes. Then the third example is there are 12 distinct books stored on a rack, and there are 3 conditions are given. There is a no restriction on this selection of books, and after that there are 3 specific books are to be selected, and the 3 specific books are never selected. Yes. After that we will see, we have seen here the next example on UG student and PG student classes of 15 students, and we have to form a committee of 5 students by selecting the students from each class. Yes. So this is the 4th example, and then we have solved the last one is the example on English alphabet that contains 5 consonants and 5 vowels and 21 consonants, and we have to form a 5-letter word. Yes. So we will stop here.